I wrote this poem after the murder of George Floyd, watching the protests that broke out in cities in America and how they spread to cities here in Africa. Watching these protests in Nigeria made me think and ask myself, really and truly, how can we Africans support the struggle of African Americans? And so I wrote this. We can march. This is good. Carry placards too. Light candles in the streets. We can kneel in protest. We can write him our poems, put his name on our tongues. We can use his hashtag in all of our posts. We can cry on our phones, debate on our walls, WhatsApp our anger, retweet that we're pissed. We can feel, this is good, and demand for his killers, but would still not have done what is needed from us. Africa, tell me, in 400 years of trading in slaves, how often did his army overrun our towns? By the sea, he waited on islands and castles for the black man to bring out the black man in chains. We did not sell him our own brothers and sisters, no. How could we have sold him our own husbands and wives? No. Unless they were criminals, indebted or outcasts, they were not the ones we put on those ships. We did not sell him the children born inside our home that came out still slippery and wet from our wombs. Not our neighbors, not our friends. We did not do this. We did not slave raid inside our own villages. No. It was the other we sold. We sold in the stranger. Those ones who lived on the other side of the river. Our traditional enemies, the non-indigenous. We sold him the people from those other tribes. You see, Mbundu attacked Bakongo for slaves. Oyo attacked Nupe for slaves. While the white man was waiting on islands and castles, the black man brought out the black man in chains. You see, Aro raided Afipo for slaves. Fulbe raided Mandinka for slaves. While the white man was waiting on islands and castles, the black man brought out the black man in chains. Till his boat settled low under the weight of black bodies, and new mirrors appeared on our polished black walls. For the African bought by the white racist was brought to market by the tribalists. Imagine, had tribalism survived the journey across the ocean, Harriet Tubman would favor Igbos on the freedom train, Rosa Parks for ethics, Martin Luther for Anangs, Malcolm X by any means necessary, fight for Ibibio. Beyonce is Isoko, Jay-Z is Hausa. So Obama hates them both because he is Idoma. Itoha sits out the sit-out for George Floyd because she can tell from his name that he's not from her tribe. The Yorubas on one plantation will form their own movement. The Fulani will not join unless one of his is made president, while their sons are being hung from the same willow trees in Jo and in Shekiri, will be killing themselves. Imagine, but free from the shackles of tribes and tongues, from cotton field to boardroom, plantation to White House, able to march to the same freedom songs from slavery to Selma, the African, rule, without the need to ask, where are you from? Or judge a brother or sister by tribalism, able to march to the same freedom songs from slavery to Selma, the African, rule. And now, all they need on this journey of theirs. For they will march for themselves. Now all they really need from us is a homeland that they can point to with pride. For at its core, the stigma they bear cannot be washed off with the sponge of protest or the soap of hip-hop. For president or gangster, they will always be judged by the state, by the stripe of the black continent. But free from the shackles of tribes and tongues, of borders and boundaries, this we can give. Resolved to march to the same freedom songs from Cape Town to Cairo. Africa must rise.